The edition of the Africities Summit is taking place in Johannesburg, South Africa. Africities is a meeting of Africa's local authorities organized every 3 years by United Cities and local governments of Africa. For some insights into the summit, Professor Alioune Sall, Executive Director, African Futures Institute, joins me live via phone from Johannesburg. Professor Sall, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your program.
Yes, now start us by just giving us a sense of what the purpose of this summit is all about.
Well, the purpose of the summit can be said is threefold. One, the summit aims at clarifying a number of issues which have to deal with urbanization and which need to be looked at and unpacked conceptually. What does a city mean? How different is a city from a town? What is the difference from urban dwelling and things like that? Another purpose, and probably the most important one, is to see how can local authorities contribute to the long-term vision of African leaders and African peoples as it is embodied in the Africa Agenda 2063, which has been crafted by the African Union Commission. And probably a third objective is simply to keep the ball rolling and the dialogue going on, not only between local authorities, but between local authorities and national government, and also international partners, because obviously the city of the future will be a kind of collective construction, bringing to bear the different advantage and comparative advantage of various stakeholders of the African city.
Actually, talking about the correlation between the central government and the cities in any particular country, how is it being kind of visualized, the relationship between how well a country is doing and how well a city is doing, or any town for that matter?
The cooperation between central government and local authority, in as much as it is desired and in as much as it is desirable, is not always very smooth. A lot of mayors have been telling us that national government have been transferring to them prerogatives and responsibilities, but have not been transferring to them the resources. So there is a tension between what is expected, high expectation that central government have vis-a-vis local authority, and the resources that are available to local government. There is a charter which has been adopted, but it is still to be implemented. I think all of them are in a kind of learning process, trying to see how best collaborate and trying to bring on board also other resources, private sources, international partners, and so on and so forth. So I think it's probably too early in the day to try and rank or try and qualify the kind of collaboration which is taking place.
Very quickly, how do you isolate the politics, the national politics of a country and the developmental agenda of a city? The national politics is always part of the discussion between government, central government, and local authority. The reality is that local authority are the first line, the first port of call for people. Whenever there is a problem, they want to see the local authority chip in and play their part. And therefore, local authorities are under heavy pressure to respond. And in trying to respond, they are obviously, to some extent, victims of the tyranny of everything being urgent. National government, on the other hand, have also to respond to demands coming from the people. But the time frame that is available to them is not the same than the one which is available to a local authority. Wow.
So how do you reconcile different agenda and different time frame? I think this is one of the issues.
Well, thanks a lot. It's a real wide conversation here. We'll continue this some other time. Professor Sall, we appreciate very much your insights. Professor Alioune Sall is the Executive Director, African Futures Institute in South Africa.